Joining me right now on Kumite TV is newly signed Rizin. What weight division is this? Enlighten us on this.
Well, this is 61 kgs. I fought all the way up to 70 kg, um, weighing this weight. So I'm glad I'm fighting in the lighter weight classes nowadays.
Definitely. Well, Kana Hyatt, man, like I'm. I've been trying to get you on for a while, so it's kind of cool to finally get you on here and talk shop, about your Rizin debut, man.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, anytime, anytime.
Let's kick it off first. I know that you've been out in Asia, Southeast Asia, for the last few years, and you just recently returned to the States or Hawaii. Talk about your whole experience of being out in Asia and training out there, fighting out there. Where were you exactly?
Yeah, I was out in Chiang Mai in Thailand. That's northern Thailand. I was training at Team Quest Thailand. Man, it was a great experience. This is the first time I ever got to just focus on training and fighting because most of my career I was working. And this is the first time that I ever just like, okay, just move to Thailand and train and fight. And what an experience that was, man. I just loved it. Trained every day, 2 to 3 times a day, 6 days a week, resting on Sundays. And then it came to a point where I just started fighting all the time, twice a month. A couple of times I fought 3 times a month. Just fighting all the time. I was out there for 3.5 years. I fought 27 times.
Jesus
And
Christ.
yep. And then I started fighting in China. I hooked up with the OGFSA agency with Eddie and started fighting for the WLF out in China, fighting the kickboxing, also the MMA, and started doing the Muay Thai scene around Chiang Mai at all the stadiums around there. And then I went to China, did Muay Thai, and then I won 2 titles in Hong Kong for I-1 Muay Thai show out there, pretty great. I just loved it. Then I started fighting MX out there. I saw that show when it was new, and that's a crazy game, fighting
Yeah.
Muay Thai with MMA gloves, and I'm fighting all these top guys, and I only have 15 Muay Thai fights now. I was just MMA fighter doing it for fun, testing myself. That's what it was. Is I trained MMA full time, and I was taking these high level Muay Thai fights. I fought on Top King also. Fighting like you fight the best guys on these shows. So just putting my stand up to the test, and that's what it was really about.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't understand the level of fighters that fight for Top King. That's big out in Southeast Asia or just in Asia in general, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's in fact I fought Singh. He's like one of the top 58 kgs in as a Thai fighter. He fought Raja Derm, Lumpini. This guy was at the top of the food chain, and what a scrap it was. And it was so funny because we were fighting out in China, and it was kind of winter time, and we all show up there. It's freezing. So I'm thinking like, okay, the stadium's gonna be warmed up. We get there to do the pre-fight show, like what we're gonna do, and it's freezing in there, and everyone's like tripping out. And man, when we get there, it's like 8 degrees, 8 to 10 degrees in there. And we're fucking fighting in the ring. Oh, excuse my language. We're fighting in the ring, and it's freezing. Yeah, that was an experience itself. But we're fighters, so you just gotta show up and do it.
Going back to Team Quest Thailand, I know that they have a great team out there. You were out there for more than 3 years. You got
Yeah.
during that time, I know Dylan Fussell. He's been out there. He's the captain of
Yeah,
that ship. And
that's a general.
Bruno was out there,
Yeah.
for a while. And I know that you learned from all of those guys. How was that experience? How did it change you? Being there and experiencing their style of coaching.
It was great. I'm a sponge. No matter how much fights I have, I'm a student first. I want to keep learning, and just taking little bits and pieces of what everybody got to teach me. Dylan has really great wrestling background. We did a lot of wall wrestling. That was new to me. A lot of grappling and just training hard and just having that mentality of being strong, showing strength, not showing weakness. And training with Bruno Cavallo, that was a great experience too. What a great guy, what a great teacher also. And upping my jiu-jitsu level. In fact, before he left Team Quest, he gave me my purple belt And that was a surprise. I'm just a sponge, just go in there doing my thing, and he surprised me with that. I was really happy, and great coach and great training partner and friend. Those guys are great. I owe a lot to them. I owe a lot to Dylan also. Is I came out to Team Quest Thailand, and it was that place changed my life. So if you're looking to be serious and you really want to be a fighter, you're heading out to Thailand, man. Chiang Mai is a great place where up your level and become a full time fighter. Chiang Mai is a perfect place. There's not a lot of distractions like most parts of Thailand. There is a tourist side of it, and it's really great. But the mountain views and running the temple stairs, and um, I really like Chiang Mai. It was really beautiful. My time at Team Quest, no doubt, is on the top of my list. I want to go back. In fact, I'm trying, but we see how it goes. Hopefully, I get back there this year.
Why did you decide to leave after so long?
Well, I've been there a while, and just like every other place, and as a martial artist, I just like to travel all over the place. I thought my time there was good, and I wanted to explore a little more. Ended up going down to the Fairtex camp because I heard that Bruno was going back and he was going to be the coach down there, and some of the guys that used to train at Team Quest was also going down there. So I made a trip down there. I was out there for about 8 months, and since I've been out there, I had a girlfriend, and she's from South Africa, and we ended up having a son out there. So I was just making moves, man. That's why I was fighting so much, all the time, because that was the only way I could live, and I want to be out there and still live that life. So when it came down to it, after Pattaya, I was just like, okay, let's get back to the States, and I tried to be the normal life. I was like, okay, maybe let's get a job and I'll do this and that, but it just wasn't for me, and I caught it quick. I just kept training, and things just work out. So yeah, not gonna stop all the way till the wheels fall off.
Well, if you did stop, you would never get this chance to fight in Rizin, man, which is
Yeah.
huge, I think, in
Yeah,
anybody's career.
it was my dream. I got the call a couple of years ago from my friend that works for Rizin, and he said, "Hey, Kana, you're on the roster, this and that," talking about the kickboxing, because they've been following me, because I fought in Japan before on VTJ, Valetudo, Japan. I was in their flyweight tournament,
Old
which
school.
yeah, and I fought there 4 times already. What a great place! I love fighting in Japan, man. It's not like you go anywhere else in the world and you hear a whole bunch of nonsense in the crowd. Just a bunch of keyboard warriors and people that don't really know what they're talking about. But you go to Japan, everyone's more respectful. If you're not, if the fight's not, nothing's happening in the fight, you're not gonna be hearing boos and this and that. People just talking smack. You're just not gonna hear nothing. Boom! Once the action starts, you start hearing clapping. You see a submission get thrown up, even more clapping. The fight is exciting. Wow, there's gonna be a lot of clapping. So I really dig that. It's a more respect type of deal, and that's what martial arts is all about. It's not about, oh, kill him, break his arm, oh, boo, you're not doing nothing, stand him up. These people really don't have the sense or knowledge, because when I look at somebody fighting on the ground, wow, I'm seeing, oh, this is a chess match now. Or if it's on a stand up, we're looking at, oh man, this is great. Two guys going at it, two different styles. That's how I feel when I'm in there. I am trying to test my stand-up because I have my own style. So I'm trying to go out there and I'm trying to fight guys. And I want to see if my style is going to beat their style. I have my own style. And I'm going out there fighting the top Muay Thai guys. And I'm knocking a lot of them out with my own style. So that's telling me it's working. Because that's the only way you're going to know if what you're training and what you're doing is going to work, is you have to put it into play. If you don't put it in play, you'll never know if it's going to work.
When you got the call from Rizin and they told you, like, you're on the roster, and it took so long to actually get you matched up, were you kind of, hesitant? Like, man, is it going to ever happen? Waiting for them to give you that call?
Yeah, it taught me patience. Mm-hmm. Good thing I just didn't stop everything, But I can just tell you, I am ready for this. I am ready for this. I've been waiting my whole life, for an opportunity like this, especially in Japan, fighting on their biggest show, in front of everybody and Rizin. I grew up when I first started training in 2003. Man, I was watching Pride. Man, telling my friends in Hawaii, now I'm gonna be on Japan. I'm gonna be doing this and that, and a lot of them, when you're from Hawaii, people are like, yeah, you are, but you don't really go anywhere. You know what I mean? If you don't do it, you're just gonna be stuck in Hawaii. And a lot of my friends, they tell me that too. Like, wow, man, I remember you in the living room telling us about Pride, and you're gonna fight in Japan, and man, you already fought there. You're just all over the place. They're like, you're the only one that actually did something that what you're gonna say. And I was like, well, it's more or less I just took a chance. That's all it takes is you just gotta go. When I was living in California and I was fighting in the scene, I was fighting for a lot of the King of the Cage. I fought for Pandemonium. I beat Steve Swanson. He was on the way to UFC. I beat Jesse Cruz. He was on his way. I could have took that route. I could have went into the UFC. But Japan called, and they wanted me in this tournament. And I remember just Rickson Gracie winning this in like 95, 94, 95. And I was like, man, this is an opportunity. So I went there. I went to Japan and put it all on the line. I ended up losing in the semifinals to Hiromasa Okujibo. Great fighter, and he ended up winning the tournament. I wish that was me, but with the chips fell, and I don't hold nothing against it. You know what I mean? Move on to the next one. That's what fighting all about. You can't win them all, and you got to be able to jump in there when you know that you can't win, but you still go in and you still try. That's what it's all about.
Well, now you going in, man. You're Rizin 16.
Oh man.
June 2nd, you're going to Kobe, Japan. Now let's talk about your opponent, Mamoru Uoi. I like his name already. You know what I mean? Like, it's a dope name.
Yeah, full swing.
Yeah, full swing. Yeah, so he's gonna come full swing at you, right? So what's the potential of that kind of fight for you?
Oh, it's gonna be a war. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put it all on the line. It's gonna be me or you. I'm coming. Right when the bell rings, I'm gonna run right out to the center, and I'm ready to go. Okay, let's do it. Let's bring it. You know what I mean? We kind of have similar styles, putting it all out there, swinging for the fences, and I'm excited, man. My training camp went great. I feel great. I'm just so excited to get out. I want to get out there. I leave on Wednesday. I'm just like, oh, just hurry up. Let's let's get out there. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, you're in California right now, like you just said. You just finished up your camp, Team Body Shop. How is it working with Antonio McKee and that whole crew out there? Because they're monsters, man. They're doing it right now.
That team is stacked. AJ McKee, there's Baby Slice. Joey Davis. We have a bunch of guys. I've been with Antonio McKee since 2010. Even though I did my stint in Thailand, I always kept in touch with him. And when he called me for this fight, I called him first thing. I said, Coach, I got probably the biggest fight of my career, and I want you in my corner. I want you to train me. He goes, get over here. Boom, was on the next flight. And hey, I put in the work. Even though it was any part of the camp, he made sure that, man, everything is on point. I listened to everything he said. Everything he says, I do. And ready just to put it all on the line and show everybody that Kana Hyatt is ready for this fight.
You do have the style, that Rizin likes, that the Japanese fans like. So do you see yourself fighting out the rest of your career with Rizin, fighting the guys? Because there's a big names, man, on that roster in your weight class that you can take on for the rest of your career. And it doesn't matter about wins and losses for the promotion. So do you see that happening?
Yeah, I do. This is my way in, and come Sunday, June 2nd, they're gonna see it, and I'm ready. Hey, Kana Hyatt wants to fight for Rizin. That's what it's gonna say. That's what the performance is gonna say. That this is where I should be. This is my home.
Do you see anybody else, or do you see anybody on the roster right now that you want to fight, man? You want these fights, like, this is the fights that I want to line up for 2019, 2020, 2021.
Yeah. There's a lot of them, you know what I mean? And I'm just gonna let it play out. Let me show you guys what Kana Hyatt's all about. My style, my exciting style, how I go in there for the knockout. Let me show you guys what I'm all about, and then I'll start naming a few names after that. But I have my eye on a few guys, especially for this year because it's still early.
All right, man. Well, June 2nd, you got me hyped up. You know, Rizin 16, Kobe, Japan. Kana Hyatt, man. I appreciate the time, and of course, we will talk again in the future.
Oh, of course. Thank you very much.